Hi, I am Chakrivardhan and here is a quick weekly wrap up by primewealthfinserv. Stay till the end of what is coming up next week. Let's start with a quick recap of the overall market. The market continued its downward trend, closing in the red for the third day in a row. Mid caps and small caps fell sharply, with small caps dropping 2.44%. Nifty Next 50 and Bank Nifty took a heavy hit, falling 2%. It dropped from a recent high of 78,000 to 64,000, a loss of around 17-18%. Declined 1.55%, now down to 48,000, which is a 13-14% fall from its earlier highs. Now let's move to the story of the week. The Indian rupee has been losing value against the US dollar. In 2024, it fell by 2.8%, and in just the past 3 months, it dropped by another 2.2%. But why is this happening? Strength of the US dollar. The USD index jumped from 102.2 in January 2024 to 107.97 in December 2024, showing the dollar's dominance. US bond yields. The US 10-year bond yield rose from 3.9% to 4.52%, attracting global investments into the dollar. Geopolitical tensions. The ongoing Ukraine war and global trade disruptions have added to the pressure. A weak rupee affects the economy in many ways. Imports become costlier, which means items like crude oil, pulses, and edible oils are now more expensive. For example, India's import bill in November 2024 was 7.8% higher compared to the same time last year. The trade deficit also increased from 17.5 billion in January 2024 to 20.7 billion in November. While companies like IT and pharma, which earn in dollars, benefit, industries that rely on imports like electronics and automotive are struggling. Experts predict challenges ahead for the rupee. Slowing domestic growth. GDP projections for FY 2024-25 have been lowered from 7.2% to 6.5%. Rising global interest rates and a strong dollar will keep the rupee under pressure. Estimates suggest the rupee may touch 86.85 per dollar by mid-2025. Coming up next week, Market Watch. Q3 earnings. Major companies like HCL Tech Jan-13, Infosys and Axis Bank Jan-16, and Wipro and Tech Mahindra Jan-17 will announce their results. These could impact market sentiment significantly. India's consumer inflation data Jan-13 and wholesale inflation data Jan-14 will provide insight into price trends. Globally, the US will release its inflation data Jan-14-15 and retail sales figures Jan-16, while China's Q4 GDP will be out on Jan-17. IPO activity. Lakshmi Dental IPO opens on Jan-13 and closes on Jan-15. Price yet to be announced. IPO listings Standard Glass Lining Jan-13 and Quadrant Future Tech and Capital Infra Trust Jan-14. Global events. China Q4 GDP Jan-17. Investors will watch closely for signs of economic recovery. US data. Inflation Jan-14-15 and retail sales Jan-16 will shape global market trends. South Korea interest rate decision scheduled for Jan-16. Sector focus. With earnings from companies across IT, banks, and consumer goods, the focus will remain on key sectors. This week sets the tone for earnings season and key economic data release. Follow primewealthfinserv for more insights and don't forget to share this wrap up with your friends and colleagues. See you next week. Happy Pongal, Makar Sankranti. Thank you.